Here's Paul Tracy looking to the inside of Marco Andretti for the race lead.
See Andretti, he just wanted to get right back in line there, cross him back over. Oh, no room.
Up spin, back in the pack. Somebody's around. That is Ryan Newman off turn 2. Caution flag is out.
What an exciting first few laps there. A pass for the lead there. We've seen Paul Tracy, how aggressive he is in this races. There once again, no one really wanted to mess with him, it looked like.
No, let's see what happened to Newman. Looking toward the bottom of the screen. Nope, he tried.
No, yeah. Looks like Harvick was sticking his nose in there and he just kind of came down. They didn't know he was there.
I'm trying to think. Boyer.
What a move. Rolling that very bottom down there. Gets into Tracy. Oh, 3 wide again. Holy moly.
Do they make it?
Oh, no,
that is contact and a spin. That's Brad Keselowski that went for the big slide.
We'll have to see what happened there. The good thing is none of these cars look too torn up. Limited contact as they were spinning.
They were bouncing off each other hot and heavy. While that was going on, Paul Tracy also got roughed up a little bit. And Tony Kanaan and Bobby Labonte went by him. Let's check out what happened to Brad Keselowski here to bring out this yellow. Boyer shoved out 3 wide. Clunk, thunk.
Everyone just out of space. And you see Tony, he's going to try to get down here.
Oop.
And Brad was there. And it sends Brad spinning, unfortunately.
Just caught a piece of the Harvick car as he came back across, too.
But we talked about it before the restart, how important that bottom lane is. Everyone fighting for it, right? Tony knew that. Tony said, I'm coming down. I don't care who's there.
Excuse me, coming through. Oh, he might have got
he might have got a little bit of help there, actually. Now that you see it. Yeah, I take that back. He might have got hooked by the 4 on the way in there, Kevin Harvick, on the way in. This is Tony Stewart's onboard. This is through 3 and 4 where they get a little out of space here. He's very mad at that guy in front of him. That's Haley Deegan.
Yes, that is.
I've heard. Everyone, he's very mad. A lot of bumper there. It didn't really show the full view for Brad on how that happened. I think everybody's going to live to fight another day here.
Oof. Wow. Got there.
I don't know.
It was.
Oh, look at Paul Tracy really send it down in the corner, spin on Kenny Schrader.
Goes halfway around.
They're staying green so far. No. Now the caution's out.
Yellow flag number 2 in our second heat race.
Let's just see what happened there. Paul Tracy got in there pretty hard, but I kind of got the back half of that one.
Well, Kenny was running in 6th position. And now he'll be 12th. All right, there's Schrader with the orange hood on the blue car. And, ooh, what was that just flew up?
That was the hood of the black car behind him.
Was that Kanaan's car?
I believe it was.
Yeah.
The tape did not stick. And Schrader got spun out there. You know, and I think that's it was an aggressive move down on the inside like that. And when you watch an IndyCar race, that's how they pass each other. If you watch a NASCAR race, that's not very normal.
Wow, look at that.
Here goes the hood. Oh, it's good. Put it back on.
Right now as he races around in the 80-something degree heat here at Stafford.
And he's just starting off here. We're very early in the
spins.
race.
2 cars around, turn 4. And more are going to be stacked up in the jam-up. Oh, boy. Schrader got caught up in it. Bobby Labonte. There's Harvick. And I believe that's Newman driving away. It is in that backup car, now orange-colored for Newman. And that doesn't look good for Labonte as he limps away. Ooh.
It looks like it already started there. Hard to say how it started. And you just see the stack of everybody on the brakes. Here it is from Bobby Labonte. So just get into each other ahead of him and stop. Oh. That's the old chain reaction there.
Well, Harvick got jacked up, literally, by another race car. He's gone to the pit lane. Bobby Labonte's on the pit lane with damage to his machine, and we're under caution. Left-hand turn cars. They're meant to be hard to drive, and these racers have their hands full with them here at Stafford.
Oh, it must be why the drivers are all complaining so much. They are hard to... Whoa,
contact and a spin.
Yeah. Oh, now. Whoa, now.
That's Brad Keselowski, the first one to get turned around. Still green.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, there's a car over town 2 over here in trouble.
That is... And now the yellow flag. It might be Kenny Wallace. That's the other car that's off the pace over in turn 2. What happened here? Oh,
boy.
A little help?
Oh, a little bit. Doesn't take much. Here we go.
That's Marco Andretti.
Oh, well.
South Florida hockey friends. Yeah, how about that?
That was pretty tight down there in turn 1 and 2. But you know what's really surprising about these cars? Oh, no. Whoa, that's a hard lick.
Yes.
I'd say that ended Biffle's night. Biffle was getting pretty aggressive up on that outside. I think somebody must have gotten into him.
So Suarez in the red car, Biffle in the blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is major damage.
Boy, I just noticed Suarez's car was smoking a little bit out that right side, out those pipes too. I don't know where it came from, but a little smoke coming out of that Suarez car. Contact with the safer barrier, and good for Biffle that it's there. Wow, that's a hard hit.
To their feet as their local guy tries to get the lead.
Oh, here we go. Here's another big wreck.
Got a car around in 1 and 2. That's Paul Tracy.
Paul, what'd you say? Oh, was it Paul Tracy?
Yeah. So let's see what we can see with this. Ooh, that's going to be 3
it's
wide.
A little tight down in there. Yeah, that blue car on the inside. That's Schrader.
Yeah. Just a friendly reminder that there was some contact between those two. Situation reversed a week ago.
Really?
Yes.
Well, they wouldn't have paybacks in this. I mean, that was last week, right?
Yeah. How many years did you drive?
Oh, round goes the car over here.
Oh, Tracy has been turned around. Yellow flag is out. Contact in traffic has turned Paul Tracy around. Is that Haley Deegan that stopped short of contact? Was that Deegan? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And so the yellow is out with 9 to go. Remember, yellow flags laps don't count inside the final 10.
We got 9 laps to go.
Yes, sir. Top of the frame.
Yeah, it's just she gets an orange car. Who is that? Is that Deegan in the
Deegan,
orange
yep,
car?
Yep.
She got down under Paul Tracy and turned him around.
Ahead from Bobby Labonte's car. Yeah, Paul washed up pretty wide there. I can see why Haley went for it. Oh, green flag. 9 laps to go.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, trouble. Did TK just run out of brakes?
No, I think he blew it right. I mean, I don't know what happened. He probably, brakes got hot, melted down the bead, and blew a tire.
And at the head of the pack, Suarez takes advantage. No yellow. Newman to his inside.
Oh, there's another one. Another one in the wall down here.
Car in the wall, turn 1. That is Brad Keselowski, and that's some serious damage to the back end of that number 6.
I don't know if the people at home understand this or not, but when the brakes get that hot, it cooks the beat of the tire. And I rode around here under caution at that hot brake, and it cooks the beat of the tire, and then you go back to green, and you have these tire failures. It's not the tire's fault.
Man, look at the heartbreak there.
Yeah. He's disappointed.
What a job Tony Kanaan did tonight. Now watch the car in the inside lane. That tire was up when he went to the wall.
It did look like it, didn't it?
Yep.
Not sure what happened there. He just got in, maybe went in too hot. Wow. Yeah, that tire looks like it's up.
Yeah. And then, what happened with Brad Keselowski? Got hit.
It's hard to say.
Well, since the nose of the Tracy machine is wrinkled up.
Oh, you reckon? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and that was the first car to come by in the onboard view after Keselowski's machine went spinning out of the way. I'll theorize that that's the one. Oh, Tracy's got troubles.
Never turned. Very similar to what happened to Kanaan.
Nicole just spoke to Brad Keselowski, and she reported that he got hit by Tracy because Tracy had no brakes. Now Kyle Busch in that red machine with the Florida Panthers logo on the hood, chasing the Camping World car of Brad Keselowski, Cup Series champion from 2012, who gets to go home to Berlin in Michigan, his home state, next week. Here's Kyle Busch. He gets Keselowski and turns him around.
He tried the exact same move on Tony, and Brad Keselowski was not having it. That is a darn shame. Brad is going to be very upset about that.
I would think so.
And Tony is currently upset with Kyle as he's pulling up right next to him to probably wave some hands at him. Or display some fingers of sorts.
Well, try to do the exact same thing he did to Stewart down in turn 1.
And again, without spotters, this is very difficult because a spotter in the NASCAR Cup Series would have told Brad that he had a car looking inside. And if anything, to be honest, Kyle was there. Like, Kyle wasn't going to disappear. But, yeah, with no spotters here, that's really, really difficult to make work unless Brad is aware of what's going on there. And also, Brad's trying to be defensive, too.
Everybody's figuring out now, hey, I'm watching Boyer do this. I'm going to try that apron. Stewart's below the line. Newman's down there.
Newgarden is also down there, and he's also wrecking his former teammate Elio Castroneves. And, wow, there is...
Chain reaction. Bobby Labonte is spun around in turn number 3. Marco Andretti has spun in the stack-up. And that all after Elio Castroneves was sideways for about half the back straightaway trying to save his car after contact off turn 2.
Yeah, there was enough spinning happening down the back straight and into 3 that they're going to hand out X Games medals after this. Goodness gracious.
Brian Deegan's here.
Brian Deegan is here. I did see him. Yes.
He's got a pile of them. All right, watch Castroneves. Third car from the left of the frame. He gets nipped by...
Oh, Joseph Newgarden getting a little aggressive on the bumper.
Oh, and then that last shot as Newgarden cleared Castroneves when they clanged wheels there, that sent Elio up in front of Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, a lot going on there. Joseph tried to get off Elio's left rear, but then he hit a bump in the racetrack, and that kind of sent him right back into Elio. Just tough to control cars, when you're beating and banging like that. And also, something you have to remember about us IndyCar drivers as well, we're not used to power steering that these cars have. And when the steering can react so much faster than we're used to because of how easy these are to steer compared to the cars that we drive.
Yeah, driving an Indy car around the road courses and street courses and the oval tracks.
I bet Tony Stewart is begging to get to the bottom of the racetrack right now. That seems to be where the true speed is found at the moment.
Oh, trouble front straightaway. It is Newgarden and Tracy, and they collect Ken Schrader and sweep him to the inside wall. Haley Deegan also spun around.
That was not a fun accident to watch. It just looked like, again, a lot of bumps coming off of 4 here, and when 2 cars are side by side, one moment can cause disaster. Real shame for Ken Schrader as well. He was having a silent night, but moving up slowly but surely.
Minding his own business and got swept away.
That was a big one. That is no fun. I have no idea how Paul Tracy's car is even still moving. Most of it looks like it is not wanting to remain attached to the vehicle.
It's not moving well, so here's another look.
So as you see here, both cars, I mean, Paul just flat out ran Joseph into the wall. That's a real shame. I mean, that's easily avoidable, and it's a shame because there's a lot of damage to a lot of good drivers and a lot of good race cars as well.
Yeah. This is On Board with Joseph Newgarden.
Yeah, that's inexcusable, really. I mean, Paul was hoping Joseph Newgarden was going to be a magician and disappear, and that's physically not possible. So you hate to see that for both Joseph and all the other cars who were innocent victims.
Bobby Labonte's view.
Yeah, this is when you just get on the brakes and hope everyone else behind you got on the brakes as well. That's no fun at all. That's the worst case scenario for a driver who's going through a big smoky field of absolute zero vision.
So Joseph Newgarden, Paul Tracy, Ken Schrader.
Looks like there's going to be some interesting words shared here. Perhaps an altercation of sorts.
Having a conversation. No doubt with humor, as Kenny always does, but he always makes his point.
You think Ken would throw a punch?
No.
I don't think so either. He's a nice fella.
But he'll make his point.
Well, when your car looks like that, you deserve to be talked to.
Marco Andretti's car also damaged pretty well. So after a very clean night of racing compared to last week at Stafford, we have torn a few of them up here late in our main event. We're stopped counting laps with 10 to go. Matt?
Well, we've caught up with Ken Schrader there, so you lived it. Walk us through it, Kenny.
I'd like to see it, but I'm pretty sure green had black shoved into the outside wall. I'm not running another race with him. I'm done.
All right, Kenny Schrader frustrated here tonight.
Clint's been using it. Now can he take advantage of it? Oh, we got another spinner.
Trouble. Marco Andretti has some contact and gets spun around in turn 3. The caution is out with 3 laps to go.
Poor Marco's car's falling apart too. That is a darn shame. He was an innocent victim of that last crash as well.
So after the last wreck, that nose piece you see had been knocked loose, and then before he spun in turn 3, in turn 1, his car bottomed out heavily and had a big shower of sparks. Like, you see the right front there sparking? Like something came loose under the car. And then when he tried to turn down into the corner,
when you go through an accident like he just went through, there's a low chance that other things aren't severely damaged as well. Yeah, it looked like he had something fail there on the right front. It's kind of odd to see a car jolt left like that, but he clearly is staying out because why not? He's got to get as many points as possible in this race.
Well, they're not going to let him stay out on the track like that, you see, as he heads behind the wall.
Probably also can't see with the hood like that.
Well, shedding debris around the racetrack too. Yeah. See that sparking underneath the right front? That started when he went into turn 1 before the spin down in turn 3.
The water coming out of that pink car back there, it's overheating. It's water coming out of the radiator. The grill is clogged full of mud. It's not getting any air.
And that's not a good thing. And that's
it
trouble.
blew up.
2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars. Oh, my goodness.
Sliding in.
Massive accident in turn 3. That's almost half the field.
And that's going to be a lot. That's a lot of carnage, and some of those cars are not fixable. And we were talking about Austin Dillon overheating there. You got to wonder, did it blow up? Did
Yes,
something happen?
Went straight, yeah.
Because he went straight going into that corner.
So the red flag out in our first heat race there. Austin dropping the window net. Here's another look. As
look there, you see all that smoke. It blew up, guys, and probably oil on his tires. And then everyone behind him, listen, cars don't stop on dirt like they do in asphalt. Look at the 4 tires sliding there as Matt Kenseth goes in there. He looks like he's going to be okay. You can't stop on the dirt very quick, especially with a lot of these guys with so much rear brake in it to try to help them turn in the corner.
So Austin Dillon, all the way down at the start-finish line is where his car has finally come to rest. The others, Tony Kanaan, Chase Briscoe, Haley Deegan, Marco Andretti, Matt Kenseth, all involved in that big incident that started up in turn number 3. So we're under the red flag. A little less than halfway through our opening heat race at Eldora. And it's been a tough night already for the mechanics. You saw the work going on feverishly on Marco Andretti's car down in the pit lane to try and get him back on the track before the green flag. That is Andretti, the blue and gray machine with the Goodyear logo on the hood. He ran up on Ron Capps into the corner.
Yeah, you see, just kind of he's driving the car really straight. He doesn't have much angle there at yaw. And you look, as soon as they touch, you can see his right front tire is locked up. Now, whether that's from the brake that he's hitting or the fender that got into the tire, maybe locked up the tire. Either way, when tires aren't rolling, they have no grip.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You get on up there and you hit the wall, but it looks like he's got a new right front on it.
Marco
back. Tony, we're back. You got me?
Yeah, about how to get my hands untangled there.
Well, every time I come to you, the caution comes out. I'll try again. Oh, God.
Yeah, no worries. We'll be here for a while.
Yeah, we will. Not even a third of the way through. That is Brad Keselowski, who's sitting down on the inside of the racetrack facing the wrong direction. Over in turn number 2. So, yeah, second yellow flag of our main event. Doesn't look like Brad hit anything, though, so he should be good to go for our restart. Look in the distance, bottom of the screen. Yeah, he's not going to save that. Now here's Newman with the crossover.
And Newman slides. Slides. Oh, no, it cuts down his front there. Something happened.
Caution flag is out. Just the slightest contact between Newman and Schrader, and that was enough.
Yeah, it really didn't take much there. That's kind of a bummer. Because they had a good race going, and really that was, to me, one of a 3-car battle for second place was going to be Newman, Deegan, and Ken Schrader, and the left front's not rolling. Which we've seen that happen with Marco Andretti's car, but on the right front, if the body's just knocked in or he actually has damage there. And here's the race we're talking about. Such a good race going here. Schrader gets in front of him. Newman, great crossover move here. You're going to see Newman on the bottom. He's going to try to pull a bit of a slider. Yeah, I mean, it's racing. Nobody's going to fall. Here's a good view of it.
I think the contact with the wall on the right side did more damage than... You hear that?
Yeah.
That sound, something went down. Either that left front tire or something on the right side of that car after that contact. You could hear it.
Crossed up there on the exit. exits. You don't want to get that sideways, especially on the exit. That's where you lose all your momentum. You want to kind of drift it through the corner and then straighten it out.
Being in the back of the pack, and it's Ron Capps who catches the wall with the nose of that machine. Yellow flag is out.
It's a shame for Ron. He did such a good job in Heat 1 in particular. And it seems like once he got kind of stuck there in the back, it's changed his whole night.
Well, again, as you see the damage to Schrader's car in that, huge props for Ron Capps for coming so far out of his comfort zone to give this a try. So, into turn 3, and that just
sent it in there a little bit hard. Got on the brake a little bit too much, and
just trying to see if that contact had anything to do with it.
I don't think it did.
Right here.
And it could have put down his right rear there, possibly. It may have cut down his right rear. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Just look here. It looks like it's up. Looks like it's up. I think he just overcooked her a little bit.
Well, that's a tough ending to the night for Capps, who will head off to Heartland Park, Topeka, and resume his day job tomorrow in the NHRA Drag Racing Series. Hailie Deegan, not just the drive she's having tonight, but remember, this was not the car she started the night in, as Brad Keselowski spins around again in turn number 2. Yellow flag is out. And the lap counter stops inside the final 10.
Well, we're going to see another shot at it. I like this. Good. Re-rack him again. Let's go for it. And we've seen the battle. The battle's going to be Tony Stewart, Hailie Deegan, Ryan Newman.
Yeah. So what happened here?
They're probably going to line up the same way. Here's Brad.
Same thing as the last one.
It seemed like he was that sideways, too. You almost wonder if he just... We talked about his front end being so big that maybe he doesn't have as much steering wheel angle as he had before, right? He can't turn the wheel to the right as far as he could before, which doesn't allow him to drift it through the corner, if you will.
Yeah. Ron Capps
on back.
Kind of a big knot right there. You see the biggest mover since the start of this heat. Marco, one of them, along with Ernie Francis Jr. Stewart goes around. And no contact. We stay under the green flag.
And all the SRX mechanics say thank you.
Yes. Yeah, that could have been big.
Well executed there.
Who is he trying to stay off? Keselowski here.
See, the problem is there's so little grip in these dirt races that when he fires it in there and Brad is trying to also get the car slowed down to get a good exit, sometimes contact happens and he just wasn't able to control it. It gets slick. That's why you see a lot of cars running up high right now trying to find grip. Clint Boyer's been good at it, but he still can't quite get to the lead, and Kenny Wallace is also making the middle work.
Had one get around, Brad Keselowski, and we're under caution. Second time in our second heat race. The car looks pretty clean. I don't see any wrinkled up bumpers or fenders. There's Brad in the blue car.
Oh, yikes. A little bit aggressive on that right pedal.
Here's some Tony Stewart's on board.
I cannot stress to you folks at home how difficult these tracks are to drive. You know, if he wins, he's going to have one of the greatest celebrations of all time. I believe he is a top 3 celebrator after race wins in the history of motorsport. That's not a documented stat, but it's legit.
Elio Castroneves just got spun. Contact from Ernie Francis Jr. sent the 4-time Indy 500 winner for a 360 and into the infield, but he's fired it up and continued on away. Does put us under the caution, though, with 22 laps to go. Right there, center of your screen. Clunk.
Yeah, Elio just an innocent victim of Ernie Francis just sliding up the track a little bit. So easy to do when the track gets a little slick there in the center.
Yep. Ryan Newman having to ease his way around.
Yeah. No harm, no foul. You know, both cars still in good shape, hopefully. Elio was making some great progress there.
In the pack, I might tend to agree with you, but for now, 11 to go here. And a 2-car fight for the win. Whoop, the one on the wall in turn 4. And around,
there's our yellow.
And Ernie Francis Jr. has brought out the caution.
Perfect. 10 to go. A little restart. It's going to be great. Uh-oh. We're leaking something out of that car.
The body work is wrapped around the left front tire. So who is this? This was Keselowski and Francis.
Yeah, trapped the bodywork on the left front there, and that couldn't really do much after that. That's brutal.
And still trying to get it off the track.
A hammer and a saw fix that right up.
Goes to the crash zone. And so now we are at 10 to go, and we're only counting green flag laps from this point on. There is a yellow flag. We have a car around on the front straightaway. It's Bobby Labonte, who has spun out of all that mayhem and chaos.
Attaboy, Bobby. Thank you.
About 5th place on back. And we're going to have a 3-lap race to the finish.
I believe they call that a green-white checker.
So where's Bobby? He's back in there. And that one just went away.
You know what? He just got a little bit aggressive with the throttle, and he did it for us, I hope. I'm not going to lie. I loved hearing what Bobby just did there for us.
So this was the restart before.
I mean, Clint Boyer pulled that off to perfection because he didn't go too aggressive. He got the car stopped. He got Jonathan to get in the back of him. I mean, that's exactly how you want to do it. Except, you know, he kind of wanted to still take the lead. Oh, struggling to get the car stopped there. Almost